My name is Kailyn Campbell, and I'm a missionary with Rio Bravo Ministries in Reynosa, Mexico. When you cross the border from Texas into Reynosa, Mexico, the differences are distinct. Clean-cut highways give way to crowded streets. The houses are smaller, more square, less embellished. There's a street called Calle España, Spain Street. It's mostly dirt, lined with vendors and taco stands, little tortilla shops, and always a lot of people going to and from their jobs in the factories. And as you drive down this street, brown gives way to gray until there's a sudden burst of blue. Inside the walls, everything is blue and yellow, full of life and hope. It's like an oasis in a desert, a haven for children to learn and grow and heal. It does this for many who step foot on its hallowed grounds. It has done this for me. I've been a Christian for quite some time now. I grew up in the church, quite literally. My father was a youth pastor and my grandfather a Methodist preacher. My mother is a pillar of strength with unwavering faith in the goodness of God. And for as long as I can remember, the church has been my family. My testimony is one with many peaks and valleys. It is a story that continues to be written, like all of ours. And today I'd like to share just a piece of it, the piece that brought me into a deeper understanding of the relentless way that God loves his children. I graduated from college with a degree in social work and a determination to rid the world of social injustice. I took a job as a case manager at a small foster care agency in Central Texas. I was immediately thrust into a chaotic world that I had known nothing of previously. I worked closely with foster families, foster children, child protective services, and anyone else involved in the lives of children removed from their biological families due to questions of safety. The job was exhilarating, it was rewarding, and it was exhausting. As I got to know the foster care system, I began to see its massive faults and all the ways it was failing. After a couple of strenuous years, I was completely worn out, and I was struggling to reconcile a lot of what I had seen and experienced with the God that I so desperately wanted to follow and believe in. So when I felt the Lord calling me to leave my job at this foster care agency, I didn't complain. As I began to pursue other opportunities, unrest consumed me with every job that I considered taking. And one day, while chatting with a friend over coffee about what I thought I wanted to do next with my life, a memory washed over me. It was of a place that I had visited many years before on a church mission trip, the Rio Bravo Ministries children's home in Reynosa, Mexico. So I reached out to the ministry, and through a series of supernatural occurrences, Director Ray Hansen invited me down to Reynosa, Mexico, and ultimately offered me a position as an English teacher. I had no other plans, and I had a deep desire to find out if trusting God really was worth it. So I moved down to Mexico on a prayer and a whim. I quickly realized that in trying to escape the world of foster care that had honestly planted seeds of bitterness in my heart, I unknowingly moved myself into the foster care system in Mexico. And I barely recognized what I saw around me. When I first began to work with foster families, people would tell me that foster care was the truest illustration of the gospel. And I would smile and nod, but I didn't understand. I hadn't seen it. And I think the Lord removed me to show me. He allowed me to see foster care done in a community of believers. And he showed me how foster care, done well and in faith, is an illustration of the gospel in a tangible way. The way that God takes us into his family and loves us through all of the stuff we bring with us, all of our trauma, all of our past, should be played out in the way that foster parents care for the children that come into their homes. Foster parents have the unique opportunity and privilege to understand the gospel on a deeper level because they are living it in ways that show them, the children in their homes, and their surrounding communities the intense and relentless ways that God loves the children He sent His Son Jesus to die for. Jesus died to bring us into the family, us, despite all the other stuff we brought with us. We were separated from love before we knew God. We were broken and alone. But those of us who know God know that our stories do not end there. Despite all of the ways we run and rebel and continue to stray from open arms that just want to love us, that just want to take care of us, the love of God persists. And I have had the honor of watching this model of foster care unfold around me here in Reynosa, Mexico. Foster parents who love God, loving children, even in the gritty trenches of trauma and pain, just like God does for us. I get it now. I understand. And it is beautiful. New Hope for Families is striving to create this kind of community in Duluth, Minnesota. I had the pleasure of seeing it and meeting some of the incredible and faithful people involved, and the hand of God is undeniable in what you are doing. This kind of gospel and community-centered foster care could and should be a template for how foster care can be done in the United States. God is in foster care. I know it now. I've seen it. And I see it in what you're doing.